What's up, YouTube? Pink Reaper here with another episode of Pink Plays Pokemon. So this is not the episode I intended to originally upload. This is not the battle I intended to originally upload. But I'm gonna be uploading this one anyway because this happened last night and I thought it was funny as hell. So I'm gonna I'm gonna upload this one anyway. So just real quick, this is a VGC doubles battle. I've been playing the VGC ladder a bit. I've just been learning the game term mostly because there's just some. I wanted to use a really weird set. I wanted to use Staraptor. Everyone thinks I'm using like Tailwind Final Gambit Staraptor or something like that, which is a thing, I guess, but I'm not. I'm actually using full support Staraptor, Intimidate, Feather Dance, Roost, Tailwind, and Brave Bird. And it's actually been working out really well for me. It hard counters a bunch of Pokemon that like would normally expect to beat it, like Mega Kangaskhan. Like I can put it at -3 and basically keep it there because even if it does have Power Up Punch, it's like, oh well, you're back to -2 again. And you can't Sucker Punch Feather Dance or anything like that. And also, believe it or not, Landorus, it actually does really well against Landorus because I'm running what's it called? Chartiberry? Yeah, I think it's Chartiberry. The Rock Resist gem. And I obviously outspeed it, so if I come in on it, I -1 it with Intimidate, and then I immediately -2 it with Feather Dance. Rock Slides just don't do anything at that point, and it's like, well, whatever. I'm just immune to whatever you want to do. I'm telling you all that right now because unfortunately I don't actually bring in my my Staraptor. As you can see, his team only has 2 physical attackers. Maybe I wasn't sure if Zard was Zard X or Zard Y. Looking at his team, I thought Zard Y was a lot more likely because he has Suicune, which is definitely going to be there for Tailwind. And you don't really need to Tailwind like a Zard X if you are going to be that one of those weirdos who brings Dragon Dance Zard X into VGC. But anyway, yeah, he's really heavy on special attackers, and he has a Bisharp, so there's not really a huge reason to bring in Staraptor. I led off with Amoonguss Gardevoir, which is one of my favorite leads. Amoonguss just being there for the spore pressure is too strong. I figured he'd lead with Suicune and something, I didn't know what. But he'd want to just set up Tailwind immediately and then just do whatever. It occurred to me right after he sent out Lando that he's probably running U-turn Landorus, so the idea is, he sets up Tailwind and then he U-turns out, depending on what he's up against. My Amoonguss is specially defensive, so that's the other reason I brought it against this team. It's really strong against his team. But anyway, I traced that Intimidate, which is nice, so Landorus gets the -1. I just protect and Mega Evolve with Gardevoir, and what do you know, he tries to U-turn. In comes the Tailwind, exactly like I thought, and I spored the Suicune. I'm like, well, there's no way he's gonna, even if he goes for an Earthquake, there's no way he's gonna do a ton of damage to Amoonguss. And putting Suicune to sleep is nice because I did bring my Landorus in the back, and I didn't really want to deal with that right now. So he U-turns out to Sylveon. Sylveon is going to be faster than my Gardevoir. I'm actually running max HP. No, I'm not running max HP. I'm running like some HP, a small amount of speed, and max special attack. I do have a Tailwinder on my team. Obviously, it means my Gardevoir is bulky, but then under Tailwind, it still outspeeds like all the Scarf Pokemon, which is what I want. So I went for the Protect there with Gardevoir, and strangely enough, he went for Moonblast with Sylveon, so he didn't do any damage to my Amoonguss. I spored his Sylveon the turn his Suicune woke up, which was nice. So here comes Charizard, and I'm like, well, shit, I gotta switch out this Amoonguss. Maybe it'll be Zard X, and Landorus will help. Nope, it's Zard Y, just like I figured. I protected assuming a Heat Wave. I also actually protected assuming a Heat Wave was coming. But he actually went for Substitute, and I'm like, oh, well, this is bad. Luckily, Sylveon's still asleep, I guess. my Landorus is jolly, and his Charizard is not timid, so I at least outspeed it and break its substitute, but because of that substitute, and the crit did not matter, Landorus and Gardevoir both go down, so now I'm down to Conkeldurr and Amoonguss, and this is the big thing. This is where Conkeldurr becomes the star of the show. So I am running max HP, max attack Conkeldurr with a Citrus Berry. It's not like anything particularly amazing. With Mach Punch, Drain Punch, Knockoff, and Wide Guard. That is about to become incredibly important. So I Wide Guard Rage Powder right here just to see if Lando goes for like any single hit move there. I wanted to hit Amoonguss because none of his single hit moves are going to matter. Well, he went for Earthquake. I'm like, awesome. So he's stuck on Earthquake, and I can just Wide Guard. But I mean, like, I don't know what Charizard's third move is. It's like, okay, so he's got Heat Wave. He's got Heat Wave. He got Substitute. He's probably got Protect or something like that, and he's got a fourth move. And I'm like, well, I don't know what his fourth move is. If it's Air Slash, though, he would have used it by now, because Air Slash just beats my team. And if it's like Focus Blast or something like that, he'd at least use it on Conkeldurr to get some damage, right? So I'm like, what is your fourth move? If it's Roost, I'm screwed. There's nothing I can do to beat this Pokemon, because I will run out of moves. I will run out of Wide Guards before that matters. Anyway, right here's a big turn. I protected with Amoonguss, so to take no damage, and I Drain Punched with Conkeldurr, just barely surviving everything, just to break that substitute. It's worth noting, him subbing is dealing more damage to him than any of my attacks can deal to him. That's not really true, but I mean, Conkeldurr can't do anything because he's going to be stuck on Wide Guard like every turn. So yeah, this becomes Wide Guard spam, basically. I'm actually going to speed it up to fast. He switches back out to Sylveon, which doesn't really matter because he switches out on when I'm Giga Draining him, and I think he's only wasted one turn with Sylveon Sleep, so obviously it ends up staying asleep. If it woke up and Moonblast my Conkeldurr right there, I would have been screwed. I actually think he made the wrong choice there too. He should not have switched out Landorus. He should have switched out Charizard and brought the Sun back in, but he didn't. So there he goes for Protect with Charizard. He does have Protect. So he goes with Superpower there for Lando, and it doesn't quite kill my Conkeldurr, but I'm like, well, shit. Now I'm not going to be able to attack with Amoonguss, at least until he runs out of superpowers, because now I have to Rage Powder all of those superpowers. I'm like, well, maybe if he gets down all the way to minus 6, I will take less than the, what is it? I've got like 10% health on, I've got 10% health on Conkeldurr. So I just keep Rage Powdering those superpowers. It gets a critical hit right there. I'm like, god damn it. But it doesn't really matter, since, he keeps going minus, and eventually he's going to be dealing like 1% to Amoonguss. So I just keep spamming the Rage Powder Wide Guard combo right here, and there's like nothing to do. And he uses Solar Beam! So I'm like, okay, really, your last move is Solar Beam. That's so random to me, because the only thing you're really going to hit with that Solar Beam is like Rotom Wash, which is honestly slightly less common than Rotom Heat, in my opinion. Although, they're both about the same. And then like fucking Suicune. Like, why would you bring Solar Beam Charizard? But anyway, because he's using Solar Beam now, it's not a multi-hit move. I don't have to Wide Guard with Conkeldurr this turn. I just have to Rage Powder with Amoonguss. And because of that, I can Drain Punch his Landorus, and even though I'm at -1, I know it'll do enough to kill him. So now he's down to just Charizard. So now I can literally just Wide Guard and Giga Drain against his substitute until it breaks. Now the problem here is that he has one more substitute worth of worth of HP, and I am running out of wide guards. I'm at like, God, I don't even know what number I'm at right now, but you only get 16 wide guards, and I've used it probably, 10 times at this point. And luckily for me, he makes a weird play right here, and he goes for Solar Beam. And again, that just means I can Drain Punch his Substitute, and then he chooses to not go for Substitute again. If he had gone for Substitute right there again, I probably would have lost, but he didn't. So now I'm just wide guarding and Giga Draining, and there's not really much he can do about it. We'll skip ahead a little bit here. This is the last turn where I get the Mach Punch and I win. I actually played that stupid. I should not have protected with Amoonguss right there. So the turn before this, I ran out of wide guards. I was out of wide guards, but he was down to low enough health that I knew Mach Punch would kill. I had no idea at what point Mach Punch would kill, so I just decided to wait until the very last point to get that kill. I should not have protected with Amoonguss because if the Mach Punch didn't kill and he Heat Waved or whatever, right? It definitely would have killed Conkeldurr. And then it would have been 1v1 Amoonguss. And my thought there was like, well, I can get a little bit of health back with leftovers and maybe survive the Heat Wave because I have max special defense, and then just deal the last little tick of damage that I need with Giga Drain. But that's stupid because if Conkeldurr was dead, Heat Wave will deal more damage. So I should have just tried to get all of that damage all in the same turn. Had the Mach Punch not killed, but the Mach Punch obviously did kill. Yeah, my opponent was super salty the whole match. You can't see the chat, unfortunately, but he was getting so annoyed that there was nothing he could do. And Wide Guard not having a counter on it the same way Protect has a counter on it, like a Protect counter, that's really stupid in my opinion, because it means like you can like look at this. He got locked out of like so many of his moves. I'm sure that's Rock Slide, Earthquake, Landorus. Obviously, he had Hyper Voice on Sylveon, but what was he going to do? The fact that he had Moonblast obviously actually made it way more threatening because that meant Conkeldurr was susceptible to that move. But yeah, shoutouts to Landorus for doing nothing in this entire game. Well, no, that's not true. He broke the sub, which that 25% damage was honestly if that Landorus had not broke the sub too of Charizard right at the beginning, I definitely would have lost. Like that's another thing I definitely I won this by the skin of my teeth, even though it doesn't look like it. But yeah, I just thought that was a really funny match. I thought it was stupid how like I got into this position and there was nothing he could do about it. And I wanted to give a big shout out to Wide Guard Conkeldurr for being amazing. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This has been Pink Reaper signing out.